Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing good. Where's the game? There's the game. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well today. Oh, sorry for a little bit of a lateness. I was working on something for a friend. Also, you guys can't hear the fucking game, I think. Uh, yeah, you can. There, now you can. Ugh, I'm so used to having my separate audio, I forget. Oh well, solved it now. So, just like Sun Tzu said, to win the war, you must win the babes. New Hey Mochi, hey Chen, how are you guys doing? Did you mean to triple post? This is the horny one, right? Yes, this is in fact the horny one. You are chanting? Okay. Alright. Yes, this is still the horny one, but we're going through the flashback. Actually, forgot about this. Update that title slightly. Because we're at the portion where it's less horny and more what the fuck. I get if I have some content warnings. So we're going through a backstory, Amane's backstory. I'll briefly go over it again after. What does my shirt say today? Things go better with Coke. You know how much I like Coca-Cola. And today's tea, it's just an orange pico. That's it. My regular. Good old regular orange pico. Spoiler, they all get murdered by ravenous chimpanzee, and then Amane is the default dance and survives after they give her the bat. Oh. Mochi, my rules are no spoilers. You know that. Now I can't play the game. I haven't had a Coke since friend's birthday party last November. Damn. Yeah, it's definitely been a while. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Probably, potentially for the better, in all honesty. Soda ain't the greatest. Oh, that's addicting. So we, again, are back with Fruit of Grisaia for today. Continuing on through Amane's kind of backstory flashback bit, where of the things we've learned so far is, 1, she knew Yuji's sister. 2, they were in a bus crash. And 3, Amane was the only survivor. So far in the flashback, only about 2, maybe 3 people are dead, so how the rest of these 11 people are gonna die, yeah, that's gonna be a thing. But seriously, that joke was inspired by a documentary I lost last night about chimps. Those things are Jesus, they're terrifying. Oh yeah, chimps will fuck you up. Chimps will absolutely fuck you up. All monkeys will fuck you up. All apes will fuck you up. They don't care. They will wreck you. And guess what? They're stronger than you. They may look smaller, but they're stronger than you. Yeah. They got those big teeth for a reason. Oh, God. They would be stronger, they're swinging their entire body weight around on those arms on a constant basis. Exactly! Exactly. Oh, yeah, it would be exhausting. But that is, like, one of the many things they do, so they are built. Like, holy shit. There's... If you try to arm wrestle a chimp, you're gonna lose. Like, there's no question about it. Hell, they'll break your damn hand. Save, we're gonna load it up. Definitely have more fast switch muscles to allow them to use their max strength immediately, but they tire out faster as a result. True. Very true. We're the different ones in that we have, like, endurance, I could say. We don't go very fast, but we can last a hell of a lot longer, which is, I mean, part of how we can run our prey to death in hunts. At least back when we were really hunter-gatherers, we could just run them down. And also, we got the tool-making, thing. And a much more developed brain to, do other stuff. Exactly. Exactly. We're definitely not the best at everything, but we know how to adapt. I cannot even remember the context for this here. I think it, I'm trying to remember correctly, everyone's been kind of split off into, like, groups of 2, more or less, to watch each other, and then given food, at least for 3 days, while they try to figure out what the hell to do. At the moment, they're all just kind of waiting around, hoping for a rescue. But, well, they doubt after 3 days it'll come. The help will come. I mean, at least Yuji's sister thinks after 3 days no one's gonna come. At the very least, after like a week or 2, they're gonna give up actual search parties. Yuji's sister is really, kind of antagonistic with everyone, always kind of starting things in a way, because they feel themselves to be superior, and I guess they are. But they're kind of a bitch about it. Though she does call Amane a friend, oddly enough. Her, like, only friend. So, yeah, we're just gonna continue on, see where this literal bus crash goes. Because this is, I think from the save point it said this is day 2? And still, most of this group is alive. We know how it ends, with only Amane walking away, so, what happened? What the fuck happened? And also, how the hell did she get the nickname Cockroach? I still want to know. How did that happen? You look at Ben was a spirit sense of grouping them. Yeah, insects have us beat.
変ね。私、あなたに何か言えと命令した覚えは全くないのだけれど。
言わなくてもわかるわよ。それに目で合図したじゃない。
ええ、確かに合図は送ったけれど、まさかああも敏感に感じ取ってもらえるとは思ってもいなかったから、私もう嬉しくて。
Which one is which? Characters? Amane's on the left. Your left. If you're looking at the screen, yeah, Amane's on the left. This is just her from a few years ago after that bus crash. So this is before we meet her. And then the one on the right is Yuji's sister, Kazuki. Who everyone describes as being a genius. I like the white hair design. It is nice. But again, she's like a genius and knows that for a fact and is kind of insufferable about it. At least everyone sees it as insufferable. She doesn't seem to care what other people think.
Today は一日ニコニコしていると思うけど、気持ち悪いとか思われないか心配だわ。
See a lot of white-haired boys, not so many girls. Yeah. Yeah.
なんかいろんな意味で気持ち悪いのは確かね。
あまね、私はあなたがとても気に入ったわ。もし私が男なら間違いなくあなたにプロポーズしているわよ。
You may be a genius, but you need to recite the poke rap. No? Checkmate. Hey, come on. We've learned from what everyone talks about Kazuki. If she doesn't know something, give her a little bit of time and she'll actually be good at it. So just give her the lyrics to the poke rap, maybe like, I don't know, an hour at most, and she'll have it fucking down pat.
やめてよ。私そっちの趣味ないし。
ええ、大丈夫。私にも今のところそっちの趣味はないから。
At the moment. I don't swing that way at the moment. Oh my god.
今のところって。
God, they imagine her singing in that deadpan voice. It would be in character. Is she implying there's a chance she'll swing that way in the future?
まあ、絶対にないとは言えないわね。
And again, for anyone just kind of tuning in now, because this is a flashback from Amane's perspective, I'm not using my normal voice for it. Mostly to differentiate between, I guess, just between, you know, normally Yuji and then just all the girls. And it kind of helps, at least for me, make it different. So it's not like, okay, Yuji's just narrating literally fucking everything. I don't know. Give me a break here. You know me making stupid voices. It's kind of what this whole freaking thing started on. And is continuing to do. God, my throat is going to be destroyed in the future. In one of the sequels, there's an incredibly sus bonus scene of Amane and Kazuki bonding. I might need to find that for research purposes and research purposes only. What other reason could there be? No space between ad and quote, Jen. I think that's the Streamlabs, Stream Elements version of the ad quote command. What, Mochi? What? There we go. God, my throat is gonna be just. Yep. Oh, hey, that's from Custom Robo. From the Subathon. Hey, let's just have a character literally named Evil. Yeah, definitely Subnautica. Alright, I got another quote I'll bring up now. What do we got? What do we got? No more playing with poo today. That one just works better when you just say it and not see it written out. Do not let this man find the 18+ versions. I said it's for research purposes only. Just research, nothing more. I don't even remember the context for this. Just do add quote and then that. Yeah, anyway.
だから私の心を先読みして会話をしないでよ。
No, she definitely won't. She'll always do that. That's...
何にせよ、あなたのおかげで話がうまくまとまったのだから、1000の感謝を送りたいわ。
はあ、さいですか。そりゃよござんしたね。
それでもやはり残る懸念はあの部長ね。やっぱり私、あの子が嫌いだわ。は
っきり言うな。確かにちょっと上から目線が鼻につくけど、基本的に悪い先輩ではないと思うけど。
While her tone tended to be harsh, her directions during practice were appropriate and reasonable, and she cared more about the members of her team than you might assume. Also, let me know if you guys can hear me properly. I tried fiddling with the audio stuff again, and I don't know. It didn't go how I thought it would. So I think I brought it back to what it should be. I think. Loud and clear? Perfect. Damn nose. Feels like I gotta sneeze, but I don't. Oh, this is, I hate this. You good, Mr. Research? Ugh. Hey, Nick, how's it going? Everyone shows who they really are in survival mode. Yup. True. Very true. Put people in a life or death situation, you see the real them. Currently, she was in a far more taxing situation than captaining a school team could have possibly prepared her for. Taking that into consideration, you could say she was coping fairly calmly.
確かにそうかもしれない。でも、仮にも部という一つの組織をまとめる長なのだから、せめてブレインストーミングぐらいは理解していてほしいのだけれど。
ブレ何
ブレインストーミングよ。
何それ。
ググりなさい。
Google it. Yeah, sure. Let's Google it. Down in this magnetic pit. But we can't get cell reception, and much less internet. For example, me. I'm just gonna go... Just eat me or something, bro. I ain't doing this. Oh my god.
は？
説明が面倒な時の合言葉よ。でもまあそうね。通信手段が途絶している今この場では酷な言葉ね。まあ簡単に説明してしまうと4つの原則があるの。
はあ。
1、決めつけない。2、否定せずに何でも受け入れる。3、とにかく数を出す。4、結合する。以上の4つよ。
There, that's how you brainstorm, people. Can you see all of it? Yeah, pretty much.
つまりどんなにくだらない意見でも否定せずにとりあえず聞いてみて。一見して無駄のように思える意見でも他の意見と組み合わせることで有効な意見にできないかを考える。それがブレインストーミングよ。
I mean, everyone's been kind of coming up with their own ideas on how to potentially get out. Like how even the one girl has been trying to send a text by putting the message in, hitting send, and then chucking her phone up in the air, hoping that even for that brief moment it'll catch the signal and send it out. Hasn't worked, but hell, it's worth a shot. That's why she keeps doing it. I mean, she doesn't catch her phone, it keeps, getting hit and cracked more, but hey, better than doing nothing.
おお、なんか天才っぽい。
茶化さないの。結構真面目な話をしているのだから。
ごめん。それで？
さっきの話し合いで彼女は他人の意見に否定をぶつけるだけで何一つ建設的な意見は口にしなかったでしょ。
She did shoot them all down.
そう。例えば火を起こしてのろしを上げるとか、いっそ森に火をつけるとか。そんな意見に彼女はなんて答えたかしら？
Ah, yeah, wanna be found? Just burn the whole fucking forest down. Someone will notice for sure.
それは確かもう試してみて効果がなかったんじゃなかったっけ？のろしの煙は重なった木々の枝で分散されちゃうし、山火事の場合は冬場ならともかく今の季節は森自体の湿度が高くてジメジメしてるから無理だって。
そう。他にはどんな意見があったかしら？
So geniusy, I would brainstorming be great too. What do you mean? Give her a break. She didn't even know what the word brainstorming meant. Did you eat breakfast this morning? Yes, I had some leftover pizza. From, last night. So I did eat this morning. Did you eat? Did everybody eat? I would hope so.
次はメール送信状態の携帯電話を崖の上に投げ込む？
That's, yeah, the one thing we saw him try. I woke up at like 9:30, so I'm not yet working on getting out of bed. Alright, fair enough, fair enough.
それも佐久間先輩が何度も試して失敗しているわね。他は？
テントのシートを材料にしてタコを作ってあげるとか、鳥を捕まえて足に手紙を結びつけるとか。
Let's make a kite, or no, let's try to grab a random bird and hope it flies where we want it to go. I ate Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puff, eat them up. Oh my god, Mochi. Yeah, at least you ate. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Gives you the energy to go through the rest.
何か思いついた？
ねえ、タコに携帯電話を結びつけて空に上げるってどうかな？
That's an idea.
そうね、試してみる価値はあると思うわ。
さっきの話し合いではそんなこと思いつかなかったのに。
Everything bagel today, I think, with an egg on it. Good choice, good choice. What? Yeah, she's just gonna store food in her sling.
「あれもダメ、これもダメ」と否定するだけの話し合いに意味なんてないわ。
It is conveniently pizza-shaped. Oh my god. A chipmunk keeping his chipmunk eggs warm. That's not how that works, Mochi! Chipmunks don't lay eggs! No, they don't lay eggs. Chipmunk eggs. Oh my god. A meta of mine is convinced humans would be better off if we laid eggs. I cannot imagine how horrifying and huge those eggs would be. Oh, they would be pretty fucking big. Especially because the thing inside wouldn't be the size of the egg and would grow to the size of the egg in there. And then, oh god. Ugh. I would almost need more, like, fucking ideas. As like, do you mean people just lay one egg? Would they lay a clutch? Like, fucking what? Would the humans just be a lot smaller starting out, but then have a massive growth spurt after they are, you know, hatched? Is it gonna come out of a pre-existing hole, or will a new hole appear? Would both biological sexes be able to lay, but only one could be fertilized? How, like, now I'm thinking too deep into this. Thanks for that, Jen. Thanks. I'm now thinking too much about the logistics of people laying a fucking egg. Oh. And now I've got the fucking, Clamp Jojo Dojin of Kakyoin having an egg. Like, just randomly asking Kakyoin, did you lay this egg? Oh, god. I think it was Clamp. I can't remember. This is a very well-known JoJo Dojin. I don't want to think about men laying eggs. Ugh. 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 I don't want to think about a person laying an egg. That's just... Ugh. Yeah, it'd be painful for literally everyone involved. Oh, god, oh, fucking Brady. Yeah, oh, great. Now I'm thinking, if humanity now lays eggs, a lot of things don't need to be around anymore. Like, do does a male need a phallus anymore? Like down there, does a woman need breasts if they lay eggs? Or do they still need that? Like, how does this work? Like, you gotta, if people are gonna start laying fucking eggs, we gotta change our, like, entire anatomy. Ugh. So that was a big old what the fuck moment there. No, there's no any way from this. This is stuck in our brains for at least today. At the very least. Ugh. God. Anyway. Anyway. Let's proceed. You call this stream the one about the egg talk. Ugh.
くだらない意見も全て受け入れた上で、その中から複数のアイデアを組み合わせて新しい意見を考える。そういう発想があれば、あの話し合いも無駄ではなかったはずなんだけどね。
どうしてあの場でそれを言わなかったの？
だって、また余計なことを言って怒られたら嫌じゃない。それに、物の考え方の価値って、人に教わるより自分で気がついた方がずっと高級だと思わない？
例えばタコに携帯電話を結びつけて飛ばすアイデアとか？
ええ、そう。そのひらめきが脳を活性化させるの。
Oh, thanks for using the Discord. Clipped it, post in the Discord, you're welcome. Oh my god, Jen. Oh my god, Jen. Oh. Whatever. Whatever. God almighty. Please don't moan my name like that. Oh my god. It's not intentional, okay? Cackling. Oh, good fucking god. I didn't expect this morning. I woke up, did not expect to have talked about that, and actually thought about that, somewhat in depth. Life's a journey.
やっぱりあなたは最初から答えが分かっていて、私に思いつかせるように会話で誘導したのね。
そういうものの捉え方は心外だわ。それともあなたは学校で数式を習っても同じように教師に噛みつくの？
今の私たちと学校での私たちじゃ置かれている状況が違うわ。
何でも教えてくれる人が身近にいると自分では考えることをしなくなる。そういう観点で見れば同じことよ。
私、あなたのそういう回りくどいところが少し苦手。
気をつけるわ。
I felt like I was beginning to understand why my conversations with Kazuki sometimes felt slightly off. The discussions I had with this girl reminded me strongly of a classroom dialogue between a teacher and student. She never revealed the answers immediately, instead dropping vague, indirect hints. She clearly regarded those with no desire to learn as unworthy of her wisdom. In other words, very much like a veteran professor. An aging department head with a knowing smile. If Kazuki deigned to consider the matter seriously, might she be able to find a way out of this whole mess in the blink of an eye? Deigned. Probably Deigned. Yeah, Deigned.
Brain, Dane. Yeah, that makes a little more sense word-wise. I think. I'm trying to get better. The vocab.
Would you like green eggs and ham? No, I would not, Sam, I am. Kazuki, the type of teacher when you ask to go to the bathroom, she goes, I don't know, can you? Oh, then he can be the smart ass and fire back with another definition of can. And how you're not, asking about my ability to go, you're clearly asking for permission. And you as the teacher assuming otherwise is, showing you do not understand the context of the question. Or something. I don't know, I fucking butchered that, but I've seen that posted somewhere online. Honestly, that's just kind of a piss off. Okay, but it's a fun little a moment of power. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, okay, we get it. You're the teacher. You like that. You did indeed. Though I guess it could be fun, especially if they're being little shits that day. Just kind of that little bit of, I guess you could call it petty revenge. I don't know, sometimes, I'll be honest. Sometimes it is fun to flex that little bit of power if you do have it. Just that tiny bit. I don't know, can you stop talking when I'm giving instructions? Lil sass. Yeah. Yeah, you know what, honestly, yeah, I can see that. That actually is fun. I need a drink. Give them a grand choke slam. Jesus Christ. Oh, we're going a little too far. Somewhat related, I asked some 8th graders 2 weeks ago not to Kabe Don. Oh my god, are you serious? But they gave their consent? You still... Oh. Mochi, have you seen the internet nowadays? There's like no actual filtering. Also,
don't lie. We're all around that age. We definitely found stuff we weren't supposed to know. Then they're all, wait, that's a Kabedon, and ran around asking each other to Kabedon one another. It was a weird moment. Oh, Lord. No, it was my bad for using the correct word and accidentally teaching it to them. Oh. Damn it. Kinda speaking of Kabedon in a way, briefly saw some kind of thing going on that went around on Twitter of a video that I think it might have been friends or a couple or whatnot. Kind of showing an interesting way of getting someone into something like that. With, like, making them copy your hand movements, eventually ending them with them having, like, something like that with one hand, then you'd grab that, put it over their head, and do the Kabedon. Which is kind of smooth, I would say. Jen let her weeb out. We all let the weeb out sometimes. I don't know if I could find that again. There's another Kabedon-like thing with a leg instead of an arm. Oh, okay, yeah, that I know pictures of. The flexibility required for that? Yeah, exactly. I doubt I'll be able to find it. I'm gonna do a very quick search to see if I can find anything. I think in the past month. No, that's not it. What the fuck? Halfway down, but you missed and accidentally punched. Jeez! Ow! I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it. Because I can't remember the name of it. If I find it, I'll post it in my Discord later. Who is hotter, Link or Cloud? Yeah. Ask the straight cis man who's hotter. Great. Okay, I gotta look at it's a big debate in a server I'm in right now. I have to say Link. I'd probably have to say Link. Especially going personality-wise, Cloud is, like, way too much of a downer. I mean, that's just... I mean, a lot of media's kind of made Cloud way too much of a, like, emo loner kind of person. But then when he's not that, he's, like, way too enthusiastic, try-hardy, trying to be all cool. He's also very dense. Link, on the other hand, actions speak fucking louder than words, and that boy's got a lot of good action, a lot of actions he can do. And just the short hair does look better on him, I would say. I don't like his ponytail that they keep giving him, but besides that, he's cool. Twinkier. Yeah, I mean, he pulls that off a lot better than Cloud could. At least Cloud can talk. Cloud's just an anime Eeyore. What's the point? Sometimes we like when they can't talk. Oh, God. I mean, Link gets into a lot of, skin-tight outfits, looking at that Sheikah outfit, and also the Gerudo outfit. Yeah. Yeah. Also, Nick, come on, Breath of the Wild in, like, Zelda's journals and, like, diaries you can find, or at least the diary you can find, where she talks about Link, she does mention that he does talk. Link does in fact talk, he just doesn't a lot of the time. I think maybe because he might be nervous or something? Or it's because there's just like a lot of responsibility on him, he just doesn't talk so he doesn't sound stupid? I can't remember the exact reasoning. But at least the Breath of the Wild Link, he does in fact talk, we just never see him talk. But yeah, between the two, Link. Like, no shot. Like, no... Just Link. Yeah. It's like, you meet a hot person, but they have a shit personality and just wish that they didn't talk so you were still interested. Fair enough. It's like that meme, how the speed of light is faster than the speed of sound, so while someone looks great, the minute once after they open their mouth, you really, hear the shit or whatever it is. I don't know, God, I'm remembering all this shit I've read online but can never actually remember. More anyways.
The more I thought about it, the more these little lessons of Kazuki's seemed like an indirect way of rubbing my nose in my inferiority. The implied message was, you're incompetent. Frankly, it kind of pissed me off. And since I really was incompetent, I couldn't come up with any biting comebacks, which pissed me off even worse. I had an itching desire to show her up somehow, but what could I possibly hope to defeat her at?
Cooking? You're kind of a good cook, Amane. It's better than nothing. There we go.
Ah, right. If nothing else, I'm probably a better cook. Yeah, there was a pretty good chance I could teach her a lesson or two in that arena. I latched onto that trifling point of superiority, imagining Kazuki fumbling around helplessly in the kitchen under my awry supervision. Jeez, you're all thumbs, Kazuki, and all that. Before I knew it, there was a smile on my face. All of a sudden, this aggravating young woman looked like a cute little girl. I was slightly exasperated at my own simple-mindedness. I quickly put the culinary skills in question to use whipping up our meager breakfast. As Kazuki and I were choking it down, I ended up telling her about that little daydream. God, I need to learn to speak.
その単純さこそが人が自殺をしないためのシステムよ。
Jesus.
She responded with these pretty much incomprehensible sentences. That and a gentle smile.
Incomprehensible? I don't know how that's incomprehensible.
What the heck is with this girl anyway? Well, whatever. I'd finished my breakfast. I hadn't exactly filled my stomach and inspired a burst of energy for the day to come, but I nonetheless decided to take a little positive action by proposing the kite cell phone idea to the captain.
あなたもなの？
どういう意味です？
そのアイデアを私のところに持ち込んだのはあなたが初めてではないという意味よ。10分ぐらい前に金田小森のペアが来て試させてほしいって言ってきたの。
そうなんですか。
Yeah, I guess anyone could come up with that one.
同じ実験を2つすることに意味はないし、他のアイデアを思いついたらまた来なさい。
わかりました。
I had been feeling a little proud of myself for coming up with a pretty decent idea. For some reason, it felt as though that achievement had been pulled out from under me. I trudged back to the tent, my shoulders drooping, and told Kazuki about the outcome. There was another pair that had hit on the exact same idea. Of course, Kaneda and Komori had participated in the same discussion and had the same information to work from. It wasn't that strange a coincidence. Indeed, Kazuki showed no surprise whatsoever. Quite the opposite. She nodded her head with the words, "Ah, I figured as much." From what she told me, something called reminiscence was likely at work here.
レミニセンスというのはつまり情報を得た直後より一定の時間が経過してからの方が記憶の関連付けが進行する分早期や連結発想がしやすくなるという現象ね。
Recollections synthetic analysis moving reaction was easier for a certain amount of time has passed. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So, what's up, Nick?
また難しい話をしようとしている？
Amane, it's not that hard to understand. She explained it pretty easily. Not much, oh my god. I don't know, you said so, like, you're gonna lead into something else.
そうね。専門的な話をすると長くなるし、やめておきましょう。
ぜひそうしてください。
それで、何か他のアイデアは思いついた？
タコをあげて発見してもらうというのは他者の視覚に訴えかける通信、つまり光媒体の通信だよね。
Okay.
ええ、そうね。
携帯電話を使うのは そのまんま電波通信でしょ。
はん、つまりそういうこと？
もしかして私が今から言おうとしたこともう分かっちゃった？
音による通信の可能性？
なんだ、やっぱりバレてた。
Communicate through
い
sound?
いえ、私も今あなたの話で気がついたのよ。つまりバスのクラクションを鳴らすとか、そういった聴覚に訴えかける大音量装置による通信でしょ？
Yeah, I mean, that could work.
うん、そうそう、そんな感じ。
まさかとは思うけど、みんなで大きな声で叫ぶとか考えていたわけではないわよね。
Yeah, I just gotta scream like Goku and everyone will hear.
それは、その。
考えていたんだ。
You know what? The idea was top notch. Execution in her mind, not the best.
はいはい、考えてましたよ。どうせ私はアホですよ。
発想の着眼点は悪くないわよ。誰かに先を越される前に部長に報告してみたら？
一応報告はするけど、きっと私でなくても誰かが思いつくアイデアよね。
言ったでしょ？そういった小さな発想の積み重ねが新しいアイデアにつながるのよ。
まあそれはわかるんだけどね。一つ思いついたらすぐに報告ってのもなんか頭悪いかなって。
だったらもう一つアイデアを用意したら？例えばそうね、あまり現実味はないけれど発想の一つとしてデジタル通信の可能性とかはどうかしら。
I'll give him a stream. I'm the king of the world! Sorry, but that joke expired after 25 years.
デジタル通信？
例えばそう、森に行ってこう長い木の枝を何本も集めて、それを縦に連結していけば理論上は何百メートルだろうと長い棒が作れるでしょ。その長い棒の一端を私たちが掴んで右に回転させれば0、左に回転させれば1とすれば二進法のデジタル信号が送れるでしょ。
Huh.
なんか和樹にしては割とバカっぽいアイデアだよね、それ。
そうかしら。質量はともかく重量の制限を受けない宇宙空間でならタイムラグのない超長距離高速通信に応用できそうなネタだと思うけど、ダメ？
ダメっていうか、宇宙って、なんだろうな。やっぱなんとかと天才って紙一重なんだね。今思い知った感じ。
だから発想の元というか、あくまでも着眼点の一つとして報告してみてはどうかしらというプロポーズなのだけれど。
Let's see how that goes. Alright, Captain, we got two ideas. One, we honk the bus horn. Two, we gather all the sticks in the area we can, tie them together with, I presume, the vines, lift it up so it's like over 100 meters up, and then wave it around in an SOS and hope someone sees it. Which do you want to do? I'm off for the sticks.
まあそうね。そういう考え方もあるって感じで報告してみるけど、バカだと思われたら嫌だな。
あなた、それは私に対して何気に失礼よ。
After that, I offered the captain my second idea, and received a fairly positive evaluation of worth looking into. I did give a half-hearted mention of the possibility of digital communication as well, but as anticipated, the captain's reaction was unenthusiastic. The concept clearly didn't click with her either, and I was left with a vague permission for Experiments within the range of common sense. Well, the proposed experiment just involved gathering long sticks and trying to bind them together, so at least failure wouldn't be a complete waste of effort. We'd have secured ourselves a supply of firewood, if nothing else. That said, the first priority was looking into the more realistic possibility of communication through sound. In other words, examining the ruins of the bus and seeing if the horn was still functional. As a matter of fact, I had a bit of knowledge about motor vehicles. I'd liked cars ever since I was a young child. Back in the day, I loved tagging along with my dad to the market every morning in our mini-truck. I guess my somewhat tomboyish fascination with cars amused my dad. He used to let me sit on his lap and drive around and around the place for the fun of it. Of course, I had gotten a little old for that, but I never lost my curiosity about automobiles. I had picked up a bit of knowledge about how they function. Crawling through the broken rear window, I made my way into the overturned bus once again. Inside, the smell of leaking fuel had grown noticeably thicker in the air. After slowly and carefully making my way the length of the bus, I reached the driver's seat to find the key still seated in the ignition. But the cylinder had been firmly turned to the off position. Come to think of it, that was my doing. When I dragged Mr. Oshii from the driver's seat, I found the eerie glow of the dashboard backlight so creepy I immediately switched it off. Clutching the key tightly, I said a small prayer to no one in particular, then twisted it to on. The dashboard sprung immediately to life, and I heard the distinctive stirring of the fuel pump motor. Apparently, the battery was still alive. Must have been a dry cell. With the vehicle sideways like this, liquid electrolytes would have leaked out of a wet battery. I was tempted to keep turning the key to start, but the engine was probably a lost cause. I'd just be wasting precious battery juice in the attempt. First off, I was here to test whether the horn was operational. I gave the center of the steering wheel a light push with the palm of my hand, and a surprisingly loud blast of sound rang through the air. Alright, cool. That's good. At the sudden sound, everyone in the valley turned as one to stare in my direction. For the moment, I had confirmed the horn was operational. Now
Hello
I had
there.
to consider how to make effective use of it.
Thank you, Nick.
Just blasting away aimlessly would run down the battery quickly, so it seemed necessary to discuss how and when we should utilize it. Turning the ignition back to off for now, I cautiously made my way back out of the bus.
クラクション使えるみたいね。
そうだね。あとはどのタイミングで鳴らすかってのが問題かな。いくら鳴らしてもそれを聞きつけて救助を呼んでくれる人がそばにいなければまるで意味がないし。
まずは音という要素を一つ確保したというところで満足するべきね。それをそのまま使うのか、それとも他の何かと組み合わせて使うのか、その辺は今後考えていきましょう。
I turned around and looked up in the direction of the road. At a guess, it was perhaps 200 meters distant from the bottom of the ravine we were trapped in. The sound of our horn would probably carry that far. But how were we supposed to know if someone was up there at any given moment? And that was the biggest problem with this idea. From that distance, a car could be rumbling fairly noisily down the road, and we likely wouldn't notice. I couldn't immediately think of anything other than the passive strategy of honking the horn at regular intervals, in the hope of a coincidence.
捜索隊のヘリでも飛んできてくれれば分かりやすいんだけどな。
ヘリコプターだと逆に自分の出す音が大きすぎてこちらの出す音に気がつかないんじゃないかしら。
Might, it would be drowned out. When you're on a helicopter, you gotta wear the headset with a friggin' thing so you can talk to people. Helicopters are loud as fuck. You need the headset and mic to talk. Like, you need it. There's no just casually chatting. I could be wrong, though. You could casually chat in them. Maybe the helicopter technology has advanced. Hmm.
そうか。あ、音がダメなら光は？ヘッドライトを取り外して空に向けて点灯してみたらどうかな。
いいアイデアだとは思うけど。
Unless you're a helicopter passenger. Pretty sure you'd still need that headset to talk to people. Depending on the type of helicopter, I think. So, yeah, that propeller is right above you. And it's really fucking loud, because it's, you know, having to spin a big-ass piece of metal very quickly and chopping through the air. And then there's the tail rotor, too, that's going, doing the exact same thing. It's loud as fuck. Alright.
Turning back and following Kazuki's gaze, I quickly discovered why she trailed off mid-sentence. After tumbling down a slope of 200 meters in length, finally plunging into the pit-like valley,
Ow.
the bus resembled a gigantic piece of gum chewed up and spat out by a dinosaur. The roof was caved in, the windows were all broken, and the headlights and turn signals were no exception to the general rule. Every one was smashed beyond repair. Tifa loves Zelda's outfit. Tifa is much more physical, like rough and tumble, and have a soft spot for long dark hair. Hmm.
Yeah, that's good reasoning. Now, what's so about that? I was processing that, okay? The long dark hair is a new one for me to hear. Out of water. I am vain. I am my own type. You would be the one to look in the mirror and say, yeah, I do me. So, I mean, that is some good positivity, though. If Tifa was flat, it wouldn't even been a question. Yeah, she's got the freaking, like, I mean, she used to have, like, gag boob size. The remake toned it down, though people are saying it's only toned down because she's wearing a sports bra, so it makes more sense for her to be, like, doing a lot of kicks and punches and athletic shit. Whatever. She got the cake. You either got the cake, or, you know, you're a fucking you got the salad bar back there. The one no one really touches. It's just meh.
室内灯とかテールランプの一つも生き残っていれば
Is
何
that a
かの役
reference
に
to
立つかも
tossing
しれない
salad?
し調べてみましょう。
No, it is not a reference to tossing salad. I'm saying how they refer to someone with a big ass as having cake. Someone that could have, you know, like a small or flat ass they would be the salad bar. That's how I heard someone else describe their behind. It's like, no, I'm the salad bar. Sorry, my bad, but ouch. I mean, it's just a fun way to, like, just kind of make a joke out of it. They weren't even doing, like, a real deprecating way, just a good joke. Okay, they can call themselves whatever they like, but it's pretty insulting otherwise. Yeah, true. So, like, yourself cool, but not to other people, right? Yeah, not to other people. They were using it to describe themselves, mostly in a joke, just because that was the context of the conversation. I'm the Golden Corral salad. Oh my god.
Mm, そうだね。
Is Golden Corral a pancake place? Isn't it like just like a buffet style family restaurant or something? Oh. Clearly Nick knows. I'm not American, Nick. How am I gonna know? Yeah, we up north here. We don't know that stuff. We be Canadian. And I seem like it doesn't say A at all, but I mean that's just a stereotype. Like asking you to explain what Canadian Tire is. I just made a guess that it was like a buffet restaurant. Yeah, that was just a pure guess on my part. The place is a salad bar, it's like good chances it's like a buffet. Or at least has a buffet. Noted for future reference because knowledge is power. And knowing is half the battle. The other half is shooting people. it's not. It's not. Wait, don't I have that? There. Noted. Good old BTTV and 7TV and Franker's Face. And it's crappy fruit. I tried. The food was awful and tasted days old. It's a buffet. Almost guaranteed some of that stuff will be days old. And then you have how many people have touched it and possibly sneezed and coughed in it. Buffets are nice in theory. In actual practice, they're, like, disgusting. Y'all making me hungry? You just had the bagel with an egg. No, I didn't even read this last part yet. I'm getting too caught up with chat.
Kazuki and I divided the job of searching the wreckage of the bus for potentially useful items, but the noticeably important things had already been carried out. The only new discoveries were a few discarded magazines and a slightly dirty blanket that had been used as a cushion in the luggage compartment.
You assume I actually got out of bed and enacted my breakfast plan. Oh, okay. IHOP in Canada is bad. I mean, the one I went to one time, it was fine. I at least enjoyed it, but then again, that was one time. I haven't gone anywhere else and to any other ones since. Denny's, I kind of want to go to a little more, just because who doesn't like pancakes at literally any time of the day? Also, word of the wise, don't go to Denny's in Japan and expect to get pancakes any time of the day. Denny's in Japan is not the same as Denny's in North America. Like, you know, we learned that the hard way. Let me see, what can I pull up exactly? About it. Never been to a Denny's? Really? Thought we'd brought you to a... Thought you'd come with us to a Denny's the one time when we all hung out. Maybe we'll have to change that next time, you're down. Only the saucer? Oh. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to change that. Yeah, Merry Christmas, taking you to Denny's. Or Happy New Year, we're taking you to Denny's. Not much for breakfast food, though? Oh. Bringing up a menu of Japanese Denny's for myself. They have a breakfast, lunch, grand, kids, and seasonal menu. Yeah, you get your normal stuff like scrambled eggs and sunny side up eggs, toast, grilled cheese, rice with miso soup, or rice and miso soup with natto, rice porridge and with herb chicken and egg, avocado cheese hamburger steak with pancakes. You could also get tomato spaghetti with bacon and eggplant, keema curry with 15 types of vegetables and chicken, pork shabu shabu with radish and aromatic vegetables. Chinese noodles in mini rice bowls served with Hokkaido denshaku potato croquette. Teriyaki chicken rice bowl and mini ramen. They have a lot of hamburger steaks. Like a wide variety of hamburger steaks. Like, good lord. Sliced steak of with your choice of sauce. Japanese style beef stew. Deep fried chicken with tartar sauce. Cod bro spaghetti. Japanese style spaghetti with sliced wasabi and avocado. Mexican rice casserole with hamburger steak and curry sauce. Pumpkin gratin with raw ham and rucola. Chicken jambalaya. What else we got in here? Oop. Then you got normal stuff like American Clubhouse sandwiches. Bologna sausage with mortadella. Or mortadella, whatever. Raw ham, bologna sausage, and roast beef as in like an appetizer. Onion gratin soup. Then you can have it with tomato. Yeah, Japanese Denny's is dope. In all honesty, it is actually pretty cool. That is like their 5 different menus that they have that change throughout the day. We did not expect that. We thought we could just go to Denny's and, oh, you know, we can get some pancakes. At least on the menu we got, pancakes were just a dessert. We were blindsided. On my Facebook, Jen, I think I should still have a video of just me scrolling, like just flipping open the menu to look at all the stuff that was on it. I don't think it's the best video, but it's there. You can ask the other two, the other two about Japanese Denny's, and they'll probably say about the same thing. It was good, just like, oh fuck, this isn't, like, breakfast all day. How am I supposed to know these things? Google it. Then how will we interact with one another? I can flex my universal health care. Yep. Good old universal health care. And we're still pushing to have more covered under that, too. Like, I think now, at the very least for children that are uninsured, they get some dental coverage as well, which is good. I think also pushing to have tests for prostate cancer also covered by it as well, which is also good. Let's just keep making universal healthcare a little better, please. Let's make it better and better. It just makes sense. I shouldn't have to go in depth because I have the sniffles.
As well as a small metal box containing a bare handful of tools and a single fire extinguisher, probably designed for use against vehicle fires. Nothing to write home about, in other words.
Oh, fun fact, my newer partner is planning a trip to Japan after he gets his promotion. He lived there for months in uni. He wants to bring me, but Suresh and I have been wanting to go together for a decade, but haven't made concrete plans, so torn. Ooh. Yeah, that's a tough one. Let's either go with you. It's actual plans for sure being made that they have. It's either the partner's already got the plans in motion and wants to bring you along, or you wait and still try to plan it out to go with the hubby. Yeah, that's... Oof. So I gotta say, you're literally offering my dream, but alas, I cannot also go with Sarash. Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. There's no way, and there's no way to bring him along as well, right? But I mean, at that point, it's probably not exactly what your new partner had in mind, because you don't want to always bring him, you know, bring another partner along with trips like that. Oh yeah, that is tough. It's either go with your newer partner or go along with your husband. Well, but yeah, I think they both want the whole romantic trip thing. Yeah, so can't even do it like that. That is actually a really tough one. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep, polyamorous. That Gen B. In fact, I mean, Judd obviously already knows this, but they've, the community, all kind of decided on a new flag for themselves. And I think it looks nice. It does look better than the old flag. I actually do like it. I showed my other friend, who comes around every now and again, the new flag as well, and they also like it. Am I buying like 90% of my socialization with other polyam people, so forget it's not the norm sometimes? Who knows? Give it time. Maybe it will become more of a norm that people will just kind of like, oh, okay. And that's kind of how everyone wants it to be. Which is really kind of how it should be. Love is love. Or ads? Oh. Oh, it's that time for ads, isn't it? I don't think they're going to be that long, though. Let me see. How long do I have the ads set for? Don't kill my stream, please. There we go. We're good. I think that's just 1 minute. Yeah. You back from ads, Jen? What do I have my ads set for again? I think I changed it recently. I might change it back to what it was, in all honesty. I think it might be a bit too much now. Yeah, how long are my fucking ads? Oh, length is 1:30. Okay. Okay, yeah, 1 minute, okay. Alright, good. Yeah, sorry, I did change up the ad thing, just to see if the new revenue split actually does, if there's actually any significant difference. So for like the 130 is the shortest time you can go down to. Yeah, so it's like every hour there'll be a total of 3 minutes worth of ads. Actually, every half hour there's like a minute and a half of ads. Not the greatest, but I just want to see how it goes. If it's kind of crap, I'll swap it out and change it again to what I had before. So far, it's not really doing much, which, I mean, whatever. I just figured, why not? See it, test it out. Actually, I had to look up the term, otherwise I was going to ask ridiculous questions. You know what? Asking questions is good. I mean, respectful questions, though. That's good that you were looking it up. Jen has, a little while ago, actually had a stream where she just was, basically doing a Q&A kind of thing about it. Yeah, there you go. She literally brought it up as I was talking about it. Yeah, she's done Q&As about it, just people bringing their actual questions, obviously. Just maybe even getting a little bit of discussion going. I was, like, unfortunately working during that time, so I couldn't stick around for a lot of it, but it went for a good amount of time. I don't mean to derail your stream about me, though, sir. Jen, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Things always go off on tangents. You know that. Everything goes off on tangents. I got no problem with that. Anyone want it? Get wrecked. You're getting this. I don't care. Go follow Jen. Go follow Jen. There, now it is about you. I don't stream much during the school year, though. And? Still have people follow you, and when you do stream, they can show up. Gotta support my best friends. Oh, and he redeemed a Ranger Sentai Kamen Rider fact. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna go with a Kamen Rider one that I actually kind of learned just myself not too long ago. So, Kamen Rider. Why are they called Kamen Rider? They usually ride a bike. And the Kamen is just Japanese for masked, so they're a masked rider. They ride a motorcycle. That's a thing. However, in a lot more recent years, they've been riding the bikes less and less. In fact, even in series within the last 5 years or so, they're barely on the bike, and if they are, a lot of the times they're like CG'd on it and doing crazy shit. There is a bit of a reason for that, though. Japan changed its traffic laws, pretty much banning, not really, very much saying any heavily customized vehicle is not street legal and cannot be, used on the street. Pretty much every single Kamen Rider bike is heavily customized and is therefore street illegal. So the only way they could film things with the bikes now is if they're on their own private property and private lot, or do awkward CGI. So they maybe do the bike a little bit, and then that's about it, and then they almost forget it exists. Because in other series, they would use the bike a fuck ton. And I mean a lot. But nowadays, you maybe get, like, the episode it's introduced, they use it. Then maybe a little sprinkling here or there. Other times the thing is fully fucking CGI, or it's like, okay, now the bike turns into something so it has more playability for toys. And we could say, yeah, they're using the bike. So yeah, there's your Kamen Rider fact of why they don't really use the bikes much anymore. Ooh, nice. Bits are going nutty. So it's become a meme in the recent years, actually. That people will say, oh my god, it's a Kamen Rider and he actually rides a bike! Like, that hit a big time when Kamen Rider Drive came out and he had a fucking car. Like, he doesn't even use a bike, he uses a car. They even joked about it. It's like, this rider is a driver. Yeah, I actually learned that not too long ago. I was actually hoping someone would redeem that so I could share that with all of you at some point. Speaking of, I actually really want to watch Kamen Rider Geats, the current one right now. Because it just looks good. I love the suit designs. I love the theming of it being like a battle royale type thing. But not like a kill all the other riders battle royale. It's straight up like a competition. Compete in this tournament, and, well, if you get the lowest points, bye-bye. You're just gone now. It looks so good. The main rider looks so good. The other riders also look really fucking good. They have a habit of reusing the same head for one of them, though, just repainting it. But, meh, it's just a good joke. Let me just throw a link in chat. Yeats. That's the debut. That's React. God damn, this is gonna be difficult to actually find now. This Toei loves to, you know, take this stuff away. I'll just use this one. I just want to copy link address. There. You guys can watch that for yourselves, because I will get totally nuked if I try to watch it on stream. Sound design, the look of the suits, everything is just too good. In my opinion. Geats looks really good. I do want to try to track down a copy of a Kamen Rider game that came out over here. Is it Memory of Heroes or Heroes of Memory? Something like that. Memory of Heroes, that's it. PS4, no, not exclusive, it's on the Switch as well. PS4 game. Shocking, we got a Kamen Rider game brought over here. I can't buy it in the online store, which sucks, so I have to track down a physical copy of this thing. And because I really actually do want to play it. Just because it's Kamen Rider that got officially subbed, like, localized. I want it. I want it, and I want to play it. Every other Kamen Rider game is literally Japanese only. And most of the time it's a fighting game. So where's the story? I'm just fighting Kamen Riders again, just as a beat 'em up, kind of. Not a beat 'em up, it's like it's Street Fighter Kamen Rider edition. Yeah, cool, it looks flashy, but that's just kind of okay. There's no actual story here, it's just fighting. Just a one-on-one fight. Look at that. Look at all these tangents I have. Maybe we could finish a flashback today. From what Mochi has told me, I am nowhere close to finishing the flashback. This might take quite a few more streams to do. Yeah, it might take a little while to do, but whatever. That's fine. Apparently Amane's route is the longest route in the game, too. Hell no, he isn't. Fuck. Yeah, we get to see Amane literally go through this fucking train wreck of a bus crash. From the start of it to the end, when apparently she's the only one to walk away alive. Again, there's like 11 people living right now. 10 of them need to go by.
I had tried to go in without much in the way of expectations, but there was definitely a part of me clinging to the faint hope of discovering something. An armful of canned food in some unexplored nook of the luggage compartment would have sent me back to camp jumping for joy. When that hope was dashed, the disappointment hit me much harder than I had expected.
ねえカズキ、私たちどうなるのかな。
その質問、今日だけで4回目よ。そして私は毎回同じ答えを口にしている。
I'm gonna try to make these ones a little longer just to get through this flashback if I can. Like the streams in general. If I can. We'll see though.
なるようにしかならないし、なんとでもなるから今はただ希望を捨てずにできることをしなさい。だよね。分かってはいるんだけど、どうしてもね。
For now, we simply do what we can. In those words, there was a slight glimmer of optimism. The suggestion that at some undefined later, we would escape. But that vague hope was too slippery to cling onto. I couldn't see anything but overwhelming, predictable reality. The anxiety and uncertainty were almost too much to bear. It felt as though someone had suddenly dropped an enormous whale in front of me and told me to fillet it with a single fruit knife.
Baron sleep stream when? Sleep stream never. That's not gonna happen. What? You're questioning the sleep stream? That's a thing people do. Generally, if they're doing, like, uncapped subathons. They just stay live the entire time. I never understood that. It's just a thing people do if they want to keep their stream going for a subathon that has a timer. Especially if it's, like, multi-day, or they just to prove they can. I don't know. I once saw someone who also had Naruto playing. People were really pushing the boundaries. While they slept, so that was entertaining but weird. That's a lot of people kind of just pushing the boundaries of what they can and can't do on streams. Like, just straight up, let's just watch anime on stream. Somnophilia? I'm going to guess that's like a sleeping thing. Yep. I had a feeling. Somnophilia, a form of sexual fetishism, is characterized by the desire to have sex with an unconscious human object who is unable to respond. I mostly see sleeping streams now, with VTubers. I mostly see them do the sleeping streams if they are doing a subathon, so they just kind of put their model off to the side, and then we'll like play old streams just so something is on entertaining for people to watch for a little while. Or they'll put some chat-controlled games up so they can do stuff. Like, one person I'm watching who's planning their subathon for when they end up going to sleep, they're gonna literally have Twitch plays Pokemon up from when they are actually, you know, in bed, so we can do something. And one guy went further beyond. He turned the sleeping stream into, like, a challenge of, can I actually sleep? But whenever you sub or donate or anything, you can set off certain loud as fuck sound alerts that'll keep me up. I can't imagine one would sleep well with lights on so you could even see them. Oh, and the lights are never on when people do the sleeping streams. Their lights are all off. If they want to be on camera when they sleep, it's only really the computer monitor that's giving light. They turn everything off so they can sleep. It's strange. I don't know. If you're doing I think sleep streams are scummy. I have very aggressive opinions about it, but if I speak them, I am in trouble. Oh, I've seen them with the lights on, which seemed counterintuitive. Yeah. There's a lot. Sorry. Did that actually post? Can't tell. I don't think it posted. Damn it, it didn't post. Let's try that again. There we go. Ugh. I don't know. I mean, you can make a lot of arguments about that kind of thing, just like with the whole hot tub streaming everything. It's a thing. Though, I don't know. It's all about, you just have to like kind of do it right. I like the ones where there's something for chat to do while sleeping is happening and you're not on camera. As I'm sorry, I would not want to be watched while I'm sleeping. Not like that, like having people just kind of come in, see the cameras, like, oh, they're sleeping. No, that's a little weird. I don't want people I don't know watching me sleep. So yeah, sleep stream never. Never. We've all, you know, we've all seen how long I can go on a stream, and 12 and a half hours was too much. If you're actually participating in your own sleep stream by allowing sound alerts to try and wake you up or something, that's fine, but if you're literally just leaving the fucking stream on and dragging a PNG of an eye mask over your model while you sleep on a cozy bed while farming money for absolutely free, then that's scummy. I mean, if that's just all they're doing. But if they've been quite literally been like streaming for, I would say maybe 8, 9, maybe 10 hours straight, keeping you entertained while they try to do their day, like that's just their day, I could be a little more forgiving of them going to sleep and keeping the stream live, especially again if they have that counter going and it's a way to, you know, not really cheat and overextend that subathon. Because, like, yeah, when I go to sleep, the counter stops. That just makes it go on way too long. At least with the sleeping, depending on how long they go, the clock will still run down. There's a lot. Some people I've seen will actually have like their mods or friends or whatnot come on if they are sleeping, especially if they're in different time zones. And they'll do stuff to entertain chat as well. They'll do things so it's not just like maybe a little bit of music and a model in the corner. It's not something that you just kind of do on a whim. It is definitely something you need to plan out to get done, to do properly. just passionate about that. It's okay to be passionate about stuff. You got feelings, and you're venting them in a more, you know, like kind of a healthy way. You're not just demonizing literally everything. If you sleep on stream, you're scum of earth. No explanation given. I don't really watch VTubers, so the whole drag a sleeping mask PNG isn't applicable. To the ones I've seen? Okay. I mean, it's like the same idea. Same idea as just someone sleeping, you know. Sleeping with the camera pointed at them is just, you don't get that. You just get the model with its eyes closed and maybe a mask over, and now it's just sitting there, and nothing happens. Yeah, and there's a lot of debate that can go into sleeping streams and whatnot, and do I have the actual proper way to describe them? Probably not. Why did my gen chat say something new showed up, but nothing new showed up? Huh. Weird. Okay, weird. I looked at my Discord and my general chat was lit up like something was in there, but something was posted in the pics and vids. Also, thank you, Jen, for posting that. Of course, I don't entirely blame the streamer. I think people that donate or keep the trend going are idiots too. I mean, that's a way people show. It's a big way people can show support if they can. I mean, they're gonna. If they want to support someone, they're going to drop that money regardless. It's just, this is one way for them to be able to do it in a fun, interactive way. That kind of gets everybody hype. I don't know. I kind of, at the very least, I like the idea of the subathons with the uncapped timers, because that can generate a lot of hype, especially when the clock ticks down, and suddenly someone just decides to drop a fuck ton, and that timer jumps up by another, like, hour. And then that sets off everyone else trying to keep it going. Like, that stuff is entertaining. Because you don't plan that. That isn't scripted. That stuff just happens naturally. I think the most I've ever dropped at one time might have been 5 or 10? Can't remember. But that was just a regular ass stream. I've done that. If I said any of that on stream, I'd probably get roasted to hell and back. Well, I said it. Everyone's gonna have an opinion. That's all. Everybody's gonna have their opinion on certain stream types and whatnot. Not everyone's gonna agree on the same things. So it just kind of boils down to, if you don't like it, just don't engage with it, I guess. I'm not the best person to kind of make these kind of talks. My thoughts are jumbled. My mouth runs quicker than my brain can actually think up everything. I stumble over my words a lot. You guys have watched long enough. You know how this goes. I sometimes try to sound deep, and then I sound like just a mumbling idiot. Amane, it must be nice to complain about streams. I'm in a life situation. Hey, this is a flashback. It's already happened, okay? I can't change that. This has already happened. She wrote this in a fucking book after. But with that said, I will try to continue a little bit more into this. I talk a lot. I talked a lot too much, just going off all over the place, as per usual. I'm amazed I've finished visual novels in as small amount of streams as I've actually noticed. Weirdly enough. Just looking at all the VODs I've been posting, I've actually get through some routes really fucking quick. Like, a lot quicker than it feels like when I actually do stream. Are you really now describing how you're gonna fillet a whale? Alright.
Holding back tears, I was thrusting my tiny blade into the thick, unyielding blubber, tormented by a sense of futility, doubtful I was accomplishing anything at all. Just waiting for someone to tell me, it's impossible, just give up. In such a situation, I couldn't help but sink into pessimism and passivity. Is help coming? When will they arrive? What if they never find us? Can we possibly escape on our own? Can we possibly survive this? I knew full well that anguishing over such unanswerable questions accomplished nothing, but before I realized it, they were oozing out from the dark corners of my mind. Is this another one of those involuntary psychological defense mechanisms designed to push us through life? When I asked Kazuki, she shook her head and told me flat out, "No, that's probably just your personality." Wow. During the time we spent in the bus, Kaneda and Komori apparently completed their kite. Everyone left their personal projects behind for a while and gathered to watch the launch. The string they used was a Slen fishing line taken from the tackle box. Its tensile strength was a point of concern, so it was decided to run an additional test flight without the cell phone attached. The length of the line was about 100 meters. Leaving aside the cell phone part of the plan, if we could get it up that high, someone might notice it from the road. But as it turned out, well, reality isn't quite that convenient. It was, after all, a kite made by a bunch of amateurs from rough visual memory. There wasn't any realistic chance it soared beautifully into the sky. After many failed launches, the makeshift kite ended up crashing into the ground and falling to pieces. To be perfectly honest, everyone gathered there had been more or less expecting as much from the very start, even the girls who constructed it. The failure didn't inspire any wailing or gnashing of teeth. Even if it had floated up perfectly, there was still the lid of trees hanging thickly over this valley. Weaving even a well-constructed kite up through the gaps of the canopy without tangling it hopelessly in the branches would clearly have been very difficult. Even so, Kaneda and Komori said they'd give it another shot, and immediately began repairing their broken kite. But apparently the general feeling was that nothing more was going to come of this. Everyone left them alone with their mangled construction and headed back to their own stations. In the end, Kaneda and Komori never did succeed in getting the kite into the sky. And later that day, Mr. Oshii told me that it probably wouldn't have achieved much anyway. We were geographically quite close to the town Mr. Oshii had been born and raised in, and from what he said, the cell phone reception in the whole area was notoriously awful. What's more, take a look at the map, and there's a nicely paved national highway running straight through this region, but we'd fallen while driving down an old back road. Apparently it was in frequent use when Mr. Oshii was a student here, but nowadays almost no one takes it without some specific or compelling reason. He'd chosen it as a detour, concerned about traffic on the highway heading home. Unfortunately, the entrance to the road was narrow and inconspicuous, and because of the poor condition of the surface, it was sealed off every time heavy rain fell. As a result, the traffic was extremely light. In the first place, we wouldn't have plunged off the road if there had been a proper guardrail on that tight curve. Even if we got a cell phone well above the cliff, there's a good chance it wouldn't pick up a signal. I thought we should probably pass on this information to Kaneda and Komori, who were even then absorbed in repairing their almost certainly useless kite. When I suggested as much, however, Kazuki frowned and told me to let it be. Rather than wasting effort on a losing bet, wouldn't it be more effective to have them trying out something else? In response to that question, Kazuki smirked slightly, cocked her head slightly to the side, and asked me if I was willing to hear out a bit of complicated stuff. That lightly mocking body language of hers was getting on my nerves, but I agreed to listen. After stressing my request for the clear and concise version, of course.
私たちがここに来てまだ2日目よ。今はまだ拡散期です。つまり今は多くの無駄を重ねて加減を学ぶ時期なの。放っておいてもそのうち勝手に学んで無駄をしなくなるわよ。
Okay. To summarize, we were newborn infants relative to this environment. We needed to be allowed to wail, wriggle around aimlessly, and pop things into our mouths. Otherwise, our maturation process would be crippled. Apparently. I sort of understood what Kazuki was getting at, but when I thought about how those two would feel when they discovered their hard work had been in vain, I couldn't help wanting to let them know. Turning my back on Kazuki, I walked over to Kaneda-senpai. She was perched on a moderately sized rock, her brow furrowed with earnest concentration as she tried to untangle a complex clump of fishing line.
あ？うん、まあ知ってたよ。
Kaneda received my hesitant advice with unexpected composure.
佐久間先輩からそんな話は聞いてたしね。佐久間先輩から？
I turned around to face the person in question, still tirelessly flinging her battered cell phone high into the air a few meters away.
どういうことです？
ああ、実は上の道路にいた時から県外だってのは分かってたんだ。
Slightly before the bus plunged off the cliff, Sakuma had casually opened her cell phone to check the time and noticed the words "no signal" in the corner of the screen. She even remembered worrying idly about how we would call the police if we got in an accident out here.
じゃあ電波が入らないことを知っていて、それでも携帯を投げ続けていたってことですか？
まあそうなるかな。でも絶対に入らないと決まったわけじゃないし、たまたま私の携帯が県外だっただけで、他の携帯、他のキャリアなら入るかもしれないだろう。
That's some good hopeful thinking.
For that reason, she decided to try borrowing Ibuki's phone, a different model on a different network, and tossing it instead. But Ibuki said if anyone was going to throw her cell phone around, it was going to be her. In the end, the two of them ended up out here, tossing and picking up their phones together.
結局のところ、伊吹の携帯でもダメっぽいんだけど、ほら、私はこんな性格だからさ。無駄だって頭じゃ分かっていても、体を動かしてないと落ち着かないんだ。そういう性分なんだよ。
Thinking back, Sakuma had approached basketball with a similar mindset. No matter how overwhelming our opponent in the next no matter how overwhelming our opponent in the next match, she would practice diligently. Even knowing we would lose, even when she was the only one left in the gym, she'd keep right on going.
I still don't understand how in 2022 we don't have the technology to just have good service wherever we go. There's a lot of factors. Environmental and all that. Man-made stuff interfering. There's a lot. It's amazing we got the coverage we do.
バスケの試合にしたってそうだけど、やれることはあったのにっていう後悔が一番悔しいと私は思うんだ。どうせ負けるにしろ、やるだけのことをやった上での敗北なら、勝利はなくても満足は得られるし、その次につながるだろ。
Yeah, even if it's a losing situation, keep trying. Never give up.
Words very typical of Sakuma, well known in our team for her silent dedication. She stood out for her skill, but had apparently removed herself from consideration for the captaincy, preferring to avoid placing herself above others. However, there was one person whose mood took a rapid, obvious turn for the sour at this little speech. Her roommate in the dorm and partner in the valley, Ibuki.
私はクマ先輩のそういう無駄に暑苦しいところとか苦手です。それに電波が入らないって話、私は聞いてませんよ。
Insert video of guy picking clams in the ocean and screaming never.
Ibuki had been drafted into this exercise in futility without her knowledge. Judging from the way she was biting her lower lip and squeezing her cell phone tightly in her hands, she wasn't happy about it. The girl had a tendency to complain fairly easily, a trait that often left her somewhat isolated from the group in both the classroom and on the team.
あれ？言ってなかったっけ？
そういう大雑把で忘れっぽいところも嫌いです。
悪かったよ、ブッキー。
With those words, Sakuma casually slipped her hand around Ibuki's waist, drew the young girl close, and rested her chin on top of Ibuki's head.
ウッキーって呼ばないでください。
Pouting, Ibuki mumbled that even her classmates had started to pick up that stupid nickname. Apparently, even seemingly mismatched individuals could develop some fairly intimate bonds, given enough time together. Words. Staring at the two of them, I entertained some idle speculation about which one would be wearing the pants, not even noticing my cheeks growing hot.
Oh my god.
Apparently my trivial delusions were showing pretty clearly on my face, as Sakuma gave me a broad, almost boastful grin.
だから言っただろ？君たちが思っているほど私たちは仲が悪いわけじゃないってさ。君の相方はどうした？あの風見って子は放っておくとへそを曲げてすね始めるタイプだと思うよ。
まさかあの和樹ですよ。
Kazumi Kazuki didn't need anyone's attention. To her, I was nothing but a personal chef, a convenient servant girl, an occasional object of amusement. And if Kazuki really needed to, I was pretty sure she could pick up cooking quickly enough. Give her a while, and she'd probably be good enough to leave me very nearly worthless.
Some of the dialogue in this flashback makes me think of the meme. You're not a top or a bottom, you're 13! I think I remember you, Jen, regaling the tale of having to tell kids to stop calling each other, submissive and breedable. It's like, stop calling each other that. Oh, God almighty. Ugh. Fucking children. They see shit on TikTok and gotta imitate it without understanding. But I love the counterpoint. It's like, no, I'm not submissive and breedable. It's like, okay, so you're dominant and infertile? It's like, I'll take the former rather than the latter. Because the latter just sounds bad all around.
わかっちゃいないね。全然だよ、スオーアマネ。だったら君はどうしてあの風見和樹とのペアを選んだんだい？
それは
Pick her? I didn't really have a choice in the matter. As for why things turned out that way, it was probably because we both realized I was the only person on the team capable of putting up with that fiercely unique personality of hers.
じゃあさ、風見に同じ質問をされたとき、こう答えてみればいいよ。
As Sakuma leaned over to whisper in my ear, I caught a strong whiff of the refreshing citrusy scent of her body. The fuck? The way her breath tickled my ear as she spoke didn't help either. I froze stiff as a statue, unable to really focus on processing the meaning of her words.
それでバッチリ。風見が君のことをどう思っているかはっきりとわかると思うよ。でも強い言葉だからあまり頻発しない方がいいと思うな。それが私からのアドバイス。
Okay, what are these words of power? Ain't no way any of them smell citrusy after a day in the swamp. Yeah, definitely not.
はあ、さようで。
I didn't really get it, to be honest. It felt like the most likely outcome would be Kazuki laughing in my face. Then again, it probably couldn't really hurt to give it a shot sometime, if I happen to remember.
ほら、お姫様がへそを曲げる前に戻りなよ。
お姫様ね。
Not that I found Sakuma's theory particularly convincing, but I did decide to head back in search of Kazuki. However, her shoes weren't in front of our tent. I took a quick look inside, anyway, but there was no sign of her. What's this? Where'd she get to now? Well, Sakuma may not have been too far off the mark. Leaving Kazuki unattended for too long didn't seem to be the best idea, considering this habit of casually strolling off without a word. Don't tell me she's wandered off into the forest again. Maybe she was actually doing this on purpose? Waiting for me to come looking for her? No, I was definitely reading too much into this now. That said, there was no reason to think Kazuki was coming back anytime soon. And considering that blunt personality of hers, the longer I left her to her own devices, the more likely she'd end up quarreling and causing us trouble. After heaving a little sigh and mumbling a few complaints about my nuisance of a partner, I ended up trotting off in search of her like the hopeless soft touch I was. As it turned out, though, my search wasn't a particularly arduous one. Kazuki's whereabouts came to light within 2 minutes. I discovered her shoes lying neatly side by side in front of the largest structure in our camp. The conspicuous 6-person tent.
カズキいるの？
When dealing with a tent, knocking isn't exactly an option, so I hesitantly called out to her through the door.
ええ、いるわ。入っていらっしゃいな。
うん。
Why in the 6-person tent?
As instructed, I removed my shoes and crawled into the tent. The interior was dimly lit, muggy, and filled with the overpowering stench of disinfectant and sweat. I let out a small, reflexive groan in dismay.
どうだった？電波の話。金田さんたちに伝えた？
うん。
Even as Kazuki spoke, she was applying disinfectant to Sakurai's wounded stomach. Maybe the gloomy lighting had something to do with it, but the gash across Sakurai's abdomen and the rough fishing line stitch holding it shut seemed all the more gruesome today, to the point I could barely stand to look at it.
悪いけど、手すきのようなら広岡さんの額のタオルを変えてあげてもらえる？
わかった。
I turned to the other side of the tent as requested. Hiroka-san was lying nearby with a damp towel on her forehead, repeating long, deep breaths. Her eyes were squeezed tightly shut. It was obvious at a glance she was still suffering from the fever brought on by breaking both of her legs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. One person got a head wound, one person got a slashed open abdomen that apparently isn't deep, and then she got her legs broken. Oh.
The howls and moans which had continued throughout the night had gone quiet that morning, so I had assumed her condition had improved. But it was clear to me now that she had simply lost the physical strength to scream.
広岡さん、大丈夫？
Anyone with a set of functional eyes could tell in a second that she wasn't remotely alright, but I couldn't find anything else to say. When I took the towel from her forehead, it was burning with such heat that it could have been resting on a hot iron plate.
You're lucky there are no curious bears or wolves in that forest. Yeah, they did make a note to saying there's like no trails or signs of animals here either, so yeah, they're not going to be attacked by anything. Also, there are no wolves in Japan. Not anymore. They're all gone. There's foxes. Definitely gonna be bears, probably. Don't know what kind of bears, but there definitely could probably a bear or two. How do you know? Maybe they're hiding? I mean, the source I'm basing this off of is literally a fucking anime movie, but they do make a note a lot of the time that there's no wolves in Japan, so it's weird when people do see one. They all be gone. Okay, now I gotta confirm this for myself. Are there fucking wolves in Japan? Are there wolves in Japan? Wolves have officially been extinct in Japan since 1905. Yeah. Do Japanese wolves still exist? No, they're gone. Yeah, there's no wolves in Japan, guys. They all died out. Then again, species do love to just kind of pop up and say, hey, yo, I'm actually still around. I think that happened recently. Now I gotta look that up. Extinct species recently. Extinct species rediscovered. No, not country. Anytime. I'll say in the past week. Oh yeah, bird species. That's very recent. The black-naped pheasant pigeon. It was thought to have been extinct for 140 years, but one just showed up on camera. So yeah, I love wolves. Also, wolves have no business being as big as they are. Those motherfuckers are massive. Well, yeah, they are. They are big. And dogs are basically just large wolf puppies. Wolves are nice. I do also kind of like wolves. I do like wolves also. Not my favorite animal overall. That's still going to be the Tyrannosaurus. But a wolf is just as good too. It's pretty good. It's a close second, I'd say. It's basically Mega Dog.
She was drawing regular, repeated breath, but there was no response whatsoever to my question. Although she seemed to be awake, she didn't seem fully conscious of her surroundings. Soaking the hot towel in a plastic bag filled with cold water, I gave it a very light squeeze, then replaced it on Hiroka-san's forehead.
ありがとう、風見さん。
That wasn't Kazumi that did that.
私じゃないわ。今あなたを見ているのはスオアマネよ。
ありがとう、スオさん。
そう、意識をしっかりね。呼吸のタイミングを忘れないように。
うん。ごめんね。
いいのよ。
Kazuki kept up her conversation with Hiroka-san without even turning around. In that moment, watching the silhouette of her back in the dim tent was strangely reassuring to me. There was something strong, almost dignified about her just then, as though she were some famous physician, utterly confident in her role. Having completed her disinfection of Sakurai's wound, Kazuki began to quickly wind the bandages back into place, speaking in an ice-cold voice as she worked.
桜井さん、包帯で蒸し暑い上に縫った傷がかゆいのはわかりますが、かきむしらないでください。かゆみというのは軽微な痛みのことです。かゆいということは治癒が進んでいる証拠なのですから、どんなにかゆくても我慢してください。
Twinsies?
はい、ごめんなさい。
どうしても我慢できないときは呼んでください。その時はまた消毒します。
わかりました。ありがとう。
また後で様子を見に来ます。
With those words, Kazuki crawled out of the tent, signaling for me to follow with a glance.
包帯を洗いに行こうと思うのだけれど、私はうまく手が使えないから、あなた付き合ってもらえる？
あ、うん、それは構わないけど。
じゃあ行きましょう。
I caught a quick glimpse of the long strips of cloth blackened with blood in Kazuki's hands, presumably Sakurai-san's old bandages. But in the next moment, she turned her back on me and abruptly began to walk off,
Yeah, don't scratch at wounds. Don't. It just makes it worse.
What was this? She seemed to be in something of a bad mood. Unfortunately, it was a little difficult to tell for sure in Kazuki's case, as she was more than a bit brusque at the best of times. Ugh.
広岡さんと桜井さんの状態はどうなのか。それが聞きたいんじゃなくて。できれば彼女たちには聞かれたくないの。移動しながら話しましょう。
分かった。
Well, that explained the sudden exit. Kazuki's estimate of the medical situation wasn't as pessimistic as I had feared. Sakurai's abdominal laceration was apparently healing relatively steadily. The larger problem was Hiroka-san and her fractured legs. Although Kazuki had straightened her legs, pulled the bones into place, and fixed them with makeshift splints, the blazing fever that accompanied the injuries showed no sign of receding. Hiroka-san wasn't exactly what you would call robust or sturdy to begin with. At present, she'd weakened to the point that her body was incapable of accepting the nourishment it needed to heal. They tried to feed her a light soup, even crushing small chunks of potato with a spoon to make them easier to swallow. After swallowing a mere 3 mouthfuls, she insisted she was completely full. And continuing to feed her regardless only resulted in her vomiting back the entire meal.
"それでも安静にしていれば少しずつ回復に向かうとは思うけれど、難しいわね。
時間がかかるってこと？
それもあるけれど、薬が絶対的に足りないわ。
Our only source of medical supplies was a single first aid kit we kept on hand to treat scrapes during practice. Although we were well stocked in band-aids, disinfectant, and pain-relieving patches, we lacked antibiotics to prevent lacerations from festering, and drugs to bring down the agonizing inflammation caused by bone fractures.
彼女たちは自分たちが集団の中で負担になっていることを気にしているわ。わざとらしく優しく接すると彼女たちの自責に拍車をかけかねないから、できるだけ自然に接してあげた方がいいわ。
That would explain why she seemed oddly impassive back there, I guess. Well, I had to admit it would probably be exceptionally creepy to have Kazumi Kazuki, of all people, treating you with tender compassion.
それで、あなたの方はどうだったの？携帯電話の電波が入らない可能性があることを金田、小森のペアに伝えに行ったのでしょ？
Finally back onto this.
彼女たち、そのことを知っていたみたい。
そう。
無駄かもしれないと分かっていても、他に何もすることがないし、可能性もゼロじゃないからって。それと、佐久間先輩からの新情報だけど、上の道路でも携帯は圏外だったみたい。先生も先輩も、なんでもっと早く言ってくれなかったのかな。
電波の入りが悪かったのは先生が学生の頃の話だから、今は改善されている可能性もあるという希望を残しておきたかったのかもしれないわね。それにこんな状況でしょ？先生としても なるべくネガティブな意見は口にしたくなかったんじゃないかしら。
気持ちはわかるけど、そういう情報って早めに出し合った方がいいと思うな。それに変にペアなんか組まずにみんなで一丸になって情報を出し合ったり仕事を分散した方が効率がいいと思うけど。
This whole idea of dividing ourselves into pairs that would operate independently had been Kazuki's suggestion. It's true that the difficulty of keeping everyone supervised was dramatically reduced under this system, but since everyone would naturally be keeping an eye on their partner.
Why did I put a butt in there? Ah, I think I wrote the butt from earlier. Oh, God.
But that was pretty much the only benefit I could see. Everyone cooperating seemed more likely to produce good ideas, and it felt like operating in one large group would reduce the weight any given individual was carrying on their shoulders.
それがそうでもないのよね。意見の数が増えるだけではまとまりに欠けるし、負担が減りすぎる個体が出てくるのもまた問題なのよ。
Too many cooks.
どういうこと？負担が減りすぎる？
あまね、あなた働きアリの法則って知ってる？
知らない。何それ？アリ？
This sounds familiar, actually, to me.
話すと長いから選択しながら説明しましょう。
What way of dying are you most afraid of? Holy fuck, Mochi, that is a loaded question. Making me really think about my own mortality? If I want a general answer here, anything that would be long and agonizingly painful. Also drowning. Yeah, that was like, holy fuck, dude. That is just a damn. Like, no real prompting there, just... Yeah, which way of dying are you most afraid of? Shit. Minor cancer or heart attack? Yeah, I'd rather not have cancer either. Or a heart attack, or any kind of heart problem, but guess what runs in the family and on both fucking ends? People getting cancer. So here's hoping. I think starving to death would be miserable. I would be miserable. Definitely. Your body is just eating itself at that point until there's nothing left to eat. There's no good way to go, I don't think. There really isn't a good way.
Apparently Kazuki had pushed us to adopt this pair system, with all its seeming drawbacks, in an attempt to avoid a specific organizational problem known as the worker ant principle. It was obvious she was fully prepared to give me another headache-inducing lecture, so I asked her to give me the short version, which went something like this. Within any relatively organized group, the appearance of individuals who toil diligently at their job tends to be counteracted by others beginning to neglect their work. For example, in ant society. Inside a colony, an organization operating under the leadership of a queen ant, there are apparently not only familiar worker ants, but also a sizable population of slacker ants that spend most of their time wandering around aimlessly. If you pick out all the hardworking ants who take their duties seriously and place them in a brand new colony, a fairly consistent percentage will lose their previous enthusiasm and transform into slackers. And back in the old nest, where all the hard workers have suddenly vanished, a good chunk of slacker ants will soon begin throwing themselves vigorously into their work. It's apparently a well-observed phenomenon. The principle isn't limited to ants alone. It applies to human societies as well. This natural tendency to lean heavily on overachievers makes efficiently managing an organization in the long term much more difficult than one might imagine. By dividing us into pairs, the colony was decentralized. Everyone was essentially forced to help their partner, making it harder to coast along as a slacker. On top of which, it would be possible to encourage competition between the smaller groups, producing meteoric... I think that's a better way to say it. How do you actually say that? Is it meteoric? I've...
Meteoric.
Oh, it is meteoric. Huh. Thought it would have been said differently. I don't know, that just feels wrong.
Producing a meteoric rise in net productivity per capita, or something. I did more or less understand what she was trying to say, but to be perfectly honest, I couldn't shake the feeling she was just deftly pulling the wool over my eyes.
つまりちゃんとした意味があってペア制度を採用しているってこと？
そういうこと。今はそのメリットをあまり感じ取れないかもしれないけれど、そうね。例えば集団の中で喧嘩が発生した時とか、その意味が見えてくると思うわ。
Thank you, Mochi. Now I want to see what quote comes up when I do this. Literally the one that was just added. Thanks, Nightbot. That's not the quote I wanted. I wanted something new. Not literally what was added like a few seconds ago. Yeah, my squirrel moment. Unless I just let the tomatoes... Oh, honey! Unless I just let the tomatoes... I gotta get back to playing more Stardew. Kind of haven't. I do like that game.
ふん、よくわからないけど、和樹がそういうのならそうなんでしょうね。
なんだかそれ、あまり好きではない言いようだわ。言いたいことや不満があれば遠慮なく言いなさいと言ったでしょ。
ごめん、別に不満とか思ってないし、ただ和樹の言うことなら間違いないかなって、そういう意味で言っただけだよ。
あなたは私の奴隷ではなくお友達でしょ。それともそんな風に思っているのは私だけ？もしそうならそれはあまりにも悲しいわ。
怒らないでよ。別に皮肉を言ったつもりもないんだし。
もしあなたが私とのペアに不満があるのなら他のことを変わってくれても構わないのよ。
ああ、その言い草こそ傷つくな。あなたこそ別に私じゃなくても便利な女なら誰でもいいのね。
そうは言っていないでしょ。
そう聞こえたもの。あなたこそ私とのペアに不満を。あ
All of a sudden, the words Sakuma had whispered into my ear popped vividly into my mind.
何あって。だいたいあなた、どうして私とのペアなんて受け入れたの？
それはね、和樹のことが一番好きだからだよ。
Those are the magic words? I like you better than anyone else?
はい。
Oh my god, this is a deep and dark, depressing time, and we get this music again.
だからこのメンバーの中で私は和樹のことが一番好きだからあなたとペアを組んだの。
ああ、そう。
和樹は私のこと好き？
Oh my god.
包帯を洗わなきゃ。
和樹？
Huh? What? Was this really happening? Kazumi Kazuki flustered with embarrassment? Amazing, Sakuma-senpai! It really worked! I'll give a testimonial for your infomercial!
Oh my god.
ねえ和樹、私のこと好きなんでしょ？それも大好きなのね。
She also said if you use it too much, it gets diluted.
うるさい。私は今忙しいのよ。くだらないことを話している暇があったら手伝ってほしいのだけれど。
ああ、ごまかした。図星なのね。
図星とか、そういう、どうしてそんな言い方をするの？言わなくてもわかることでしょ？
和樹。
She was so ridiculously adorable that I just couldn't help myself. Sneaking up behind Kazuki, I gently rested my hands on her shoulders, then leaned forward and nuzzled my nose against the back of her head.
Oh my god.
With a hysterical little shriek that could only be described as alarmingly out of character, Kazumi Kazuki jerked forward, lost her balance, and pitched face first into the marshy stream.
和樹ごめん、大丈夫？
Oh my god.
あなた、自分には同性愛の趣味はないって言ってなかったかしら？
I guess the bat swung the other way. Boy, guy. Oh yeah!
いや、ないけどさ。でも今はそれも悪くないかなってちょっと思ってる。そう、あなたとなら。
I'm not gay, but... Oh. Okay, after a while of it just being down and depressing, we kind of needed this. I kind of feel like experimenting so bad if you're up for it. Oh my god.
うかつだったわ。いい？あなたが今感じているその感情は吊り橋効果で説明ができます。落ち着いて、もう一度自分の中の感情を整理してみましょう。
God.
服濡れちゃったね。脱がしてあげる。
Alright, we basically got present day Amane right now. Dude, I'm not gay. However. God almighty.
いや、落ち着いて、そこを動かないで。それ以上近づいたら悲鳴をあげるわよ。
ごめん、冗談だってば。
Oh my.
ちょ
Submit!
Oh my god.
だから私にそっちの趣味なんて本当にないから安心して。ほら、いつまでも冷たい水の中に座ってると風邪ひいちゃうよ。ほら、手を出して。
I think I brought this up as a survival tip before. If for whatever reason you're stuck somewhere and your clothing or whatever gets wet, and you don't have any kind of way to dry them off, like with a fire or whatnot, and you also don't have any kind of dry clothes to change into, keep the wet clothes on. You will actually get a lot colder with them off than you would with them on. As much as you think, oh my god, this stuff is cold and wet, I need to get it off me right now, you actually will get a lot colder. So for stuff like if you have wet socks but don't have anything to keep them warm after and are stuck with wet socks, keep the wet socks on. Goofy music over. Now back to your regularly scheduled, we're all gonna die top hits. Hi, Robes. What's up, honey? Just felt her nudge my chair. What's up, baby girl? Hmm? Silly girl. Good girl. Ruby's a girl.
Right, honey? Right, honey? Yeah. Yeah, you're such a good girl. What's going on? Hmm? What's going on? He's a silly one.
And she isn't waking me up at like 3 in the morning because suddenly she needs to go outside to pee. She's done that. Not happy when she does that. But I mean, she's gotta pee, she's gotta pee. She always somehow manages to wake me from a dead sleep, too. That or I am just more of a light sleeper than I think I am.
Ignoring Kazuki's bitter scowl, I offered her my hand, which she accepted with a great show of reluctance.
ひどい目にあったわ。
だからごめんって冗談が過ぎたよ。
あなたの冗談は笑えないわ。
おお、和樹の口からそんなセリフが聞ける日が来るとは長生きはするもんだよね。
言ってなさい。私をいじめると夜中にお化けが来るんだから。
やめてよ。夜おトイレに行けなくなっちゃうじゃない。
そもそもここにはトイレなんてないわよ。
機嫌直してよ。ね。さっきのは確かに冗談だけど、私が和樹のことを好きだっていうのは本当だから。
どうせ誰か悪い先輩にでもそう言えって入れ知恵されたのでしょ。いいからさっさと洗濯を済ませてしまいましょう。
もうそういうこと言う子は可愛くないぞ、和樹。
Oh my god.
生まれてこの方可愛いなんて母親にも言われたことなんてないわ。
あ、ちょっと和樹、制服は脱がないでいいの？
大丈夫よ。夏だしすぐに乾くわ。
Very true.
胸が小さくても笑ったりしないよ。
Wow. Do not be body shaming. Every size is alright, okay?
どうしてあなたはそういうことを平気で言うの？なんだかあなた最初の頃と随分キャラクターが変わってきていない？
もともと私はこういうキャラだし、あなたという存在に慣れてきたってことじゃないかな。
そうやって私をおもちゃにしてればいいのよ。いつか罰が当たるんだから。って、ああ！
え、何、どうしたの？
犬が。
犬？
I looked down to find a toy breed dog at Kazuki's feet, rubbing its face against her legs and snuffling in evident curiosity.
これって小森さんの飼っている犬？
そうみたいね。
何？和樹って犬が苦手なの？
そうじゃないけど、急に茂みの中から飛び出してきたからびっくりしたわ。
飼い主は？小森さんはいないの？この子一人でここまで来たのかな？
そうみたいね。喉が渇いているみたいだから水の匂いをたどってここまで来たのかもしれない。
そっか。じゃあちょっと待ってて。今お水汲んであげる。
やめた方がいいわ。
どうして？
この手の品種改良が施された小型犬は内臓が弱いことがあるし、飼い主の許可なく生水はあげない方がいいわよ。
あ、そうなんだ。でも私、昨日からここのお水ガブガブ飲んでるけど全然平気だよ。
You're not a selectively bred toy dog, though, and clearly don't have a weak digestive system.
あなたは見るからに健康だし、生水ぐらい全然平気だと思うけれど、この子は見るからに繊細そうだから、一度煮沸してから飲ませた方がいいんじゃないかしら。
その言葉、何気に傷つくぞ。
キャンプに戻れば煮沸済みのお水があるから、それをあげましょう。我慢できる？
Although it almost certainly didn't have the first clue what Kazuki's words meant, the little dog responded with a high-pitched bark and began wagging its tail happily.
そう、いい子ね。
嘘。和樹って犬と会話するキャラ？
あのね、私だって一応そういう女の子らしい一面だってあるわよ。
Was raised on fast food. Ain't no water from a swamp killing me.
まあ、わかるような気もする。
Kazuki did seem likely to turn into one of those hard-working career women. The hard-assed middle manager in a pantsuit who ends up blazing right past marriageable age without sparing the time for men. And this was exactly the sort of dog she'd be keeping in her apartment to help distract from the loneliness of her existence. Jesus Christ! Working like a maniac during the day, chewing out her male underlings at every opportunity, earning the intimidated awe of the other women, getting herself the ignominious title, Tyrant Queen of the Office. Then rushing home to her apartment at night, greeting the fluffy ball of fur waiting at the front door with a sugary, "Mommy's home, Poopsie," or something. Then proceeding to pamper it with gourmet meals, maybe even dressing it up in little sweaters, keeping up a simpier stream of baby talk all the while.
Going to evolve to the point where we can accidentally gulp toxic sludge and have a tummy ache at worst. Yeah. Possibly. We'll see what the hell happens to humanity in the future.
今私、あなたのリアルな未来を少しだけ想像して、ちょっと涙が出そうになったわ。
そう、一体どんな未来を想像したのか詳しく聞いてみたい気もするけれど、聞かない方が心の健康には良さそうね。
Check my chair later.
とりあえず包帯も洗い終わったし、戻りましょうか。この子も飼い主のところに連れて行かないといけないし。
With those words, Kazuki bent down and scooped up the dog playing at her feet into her arms.
あ、和樹、片手じゃ大変でしょ？ワンちゃん私が預かるよ。
そう、じゃあお願い。
あれ、なんか嫌がってる？ほらワンちゃん、こっちおいで。どうしたの？
あまね、あなた犬に嫌われるタイプ？
おかしいな。そんなことないと思うんだけど。っていうか、逆に和樹はどうしてそんなにその子に懐かれてるの？前からお友達？
いいえ、 小森さんが犬を飼っているのは知っていたけど、見たのは初めてだし、名前だって知らないわ。
Komori's love for dogs is well known among the team members, and I'd heard about her puppy, but this was my first time seeing it as well. Komori had been so anxious and lonely at the prospect of being separated from her dog during the sleepaway training camp that she ended up smuggling it in with her. At the planning meeting before the trip, she timidly tried asking the captain for official permission to take her pet along as a companion, but naturally, the answer was a curt, "School trips are not your personal vacation." But Komori simply couldn't bring herself to leave the puppy behind. In the end, she decided to hide the animal in her sports bag, then apologized once we arrived at the campground and the deal was done.
Listen, if we're in a survival situation with no meat, that dog getting eaten, I don't give a fuck. Jesus, Mochi! We got food! We don't have to eat the dog.
この犬なんて種類だっけ？マルチーズ？
シーズーでしょ。あなた、小型犬は何でもマルチーズに見えるの？
Shih Tzu?
だって小型犬なんてマルチーズかチワワぐらいしか知らないもの。あとトイプードル？
どうでもいいからこの子を受け取ってよ。結構重いわ。
What if we run out of food? We'll just use photosynthesis. We're not eating the dog.
いや、わかってるんだけどね。
When I reached out toward it, the tiny dog bared its fangs and gave a sharp bark of warning.
なんかむっちゃ嫌われてるんですけど、なんで？
何か悪いことでもしたの？この子の餌を盗み食いしたとか。
カズキ、あんたもしかして私を食いしん坊キャラにしようとしているの？
If anything, dogs tended to like me, and I didn't remember mistreating this animal in the 5 minutes I'd known it. It almost felt like, rather than having a problem with me in particular, the dog just didn't want to be carried by anyone other than Kazuki.
もしかしてこの子、カズキのことを群れのボスだと思ってるんじゃない？
はい？ああ、犬は飼われている家の中でボスを決めるっていうあれのこと？
そう。多分だけど、この子は群れのボスを本能で嗅ぎ分けてるんじゃないかな。
それがどうして私なの？私より偉そうな人間なんて他にもいるでし
Also
ょう
on
ね。
team eat the dog? Jesus! My god, you people just want to eat the dogs? Holy hell. Like, if we literally are on the verge of death, then maybe we'll eat the dog. Maybe if it dies first. Want to? No, but I would. Okay. If we have no food and the dog is already dead, then maybe. I'd rather not, because pupper.
それ素で言ってるからカズキってすごいよね。
何が？
That dog seemed to have recognized Kazuki as the alpha of the pack. Not the captain, not our teacher. Why would you eat cow but not a dog?
Oh, you're gonna bring that kind of thing up now, huh? Yeah, that's actually a debate. How we've designated certain animals that are good to eat and others are not. Just saying, I'm an equal opportunist omnivore. If it exists, I eat it. I will try it. Like kangaroo. Fair enough, fair enough. You will try. You will try it.
Titles don't mean much to an animal, but they're sensitive to confidence, pride, and bossiness. And to be honest, I don't think there were many people who could compete with Kazuki on any of those fronts.
Bedtime for Baron, time for a sleep stream. You guys want to see me sleep that fucking badly? God damn. I do know. I know, I know.
とにかくこの犬は私が連れて行けばいいのね。まったく飼い主は何をしているのかしら。
In the next moment, as if to answer Kazuki's mild mutterings of complaint, we heard the panicked voice of the girl in question.
It's parasocial in time. Oh my god.
Komori-sanの声だよね。もしかしてアーくんってこのチワワのこと？
だからシーズーだってば。
小森さん、こっちこっちにいるよ。
うるさ、急に大きな声を出さないでよ。
あ、ごめん。なんか和樹ってさ、大きな音って嫌いだよね。
There's one streamer I would watch sleep because parasocial shit, it isn't healthy and I am aware. Ah, okay.
私はあなたと違って体も小さいし繊細なのよ。
さ、その私が大雑把で無神経な女って設定やめてもらっていいかな。
Surprise, surprise, it's not you, Baron. I'm heartbroken. Can't you tell?
Arion ならここにいるわよ。
The instant Kazuki lowered the dog to the ground, it trotted over to Komori-san and jumped into her waiting arms.
よかった。急に姿が見えなくなったから心配しちゃった。ねえ、アリオンって？
その犬の名前よ。
なんで名前知ってるの？さっきは知らないって言ってなかった？そうか、アーくんって呼びながら名前を推理したとか？
首輪よ。さっき見たら首輪のプレートにアリオンって書いてあった
Of
から。
course, it had a tag.
そうなんだ。なんだ。
あのね、いくら私でもアーくんからアリオンを推理するのは無理だと思うわよ。あまり私を超人だと思わないでね。
なんか和樹の場合、その人の好きな数字を聞いただけでその人の人生を10年先まで言い当てそうな気もするのよね。
あなた、私のことを妖怪か何かと勘違いしてない？
いや、さすがの私もそこまでは言ってないけどさ。
That said, if someone were to tell me they'd seen her brewing potions in a cauldron by moonlight, I don't think I would have dismissed the story out of hand.
見つけてくれてありがとう。ちょっと目を離している隙にいなくなってしまってずっと探していたの。
その子、喉が渇いているみたいだけど、あなた、ちゃんとお水あげてる？
でもこの子お腹が弱いから専用のお水しか飲めないし、 この子のためにも。もしかしてこの子にそこのお水飲ませちゃった？
いいえ、飼い主の許可もなく勝手に生水を飲ませない方がいいと思ったから飲ませなかったわ。
よかった。ありがとう、気を使ってくれて。
いいのよ、私も犬は好きだし。可愛い子ね。男の子？
へえ、そうなの。この子のお母さんっていうのが去年のドッグショーで国内2位になったダ
We
イヤ
don't
の
need
ね。
his pedigree.
お母さんが。
Crap. This seems like it's gonna last a while. For the disinterested layperson, listening to the prideful boasts of a dog fancier is sheer agony. Well then, how can I make my escape? Maybe I should just counterpunch and start lecturing these two about the relative merits of the TE-27 and 510 Bluebird? What? Is Amane talking about planes? TE-270. What do I get if I look that up?
Oh, no, sorry. They're cars. She's talking about fucking cars. Oh my god. What is the 510 Bluebird? Okay. Yes, Amane, go on a tangent about your fucking cars you like. Oh.
From the sky above the quiet forest, usually silent but for the cries of birds and the whispering of branches, there came a soft but distinctive sound of propeller blades tearing through the air.
この音ってヘリだよ。ヘリコプターの音だ。戻ってみんなに知らせなきゃ。急ごう。
We broke into a desperate run, craning our necks to watch the sky through the cracks in the trees. The sound of the helicopter's rotor blades grew louder by the second. Soon, even the hollering of its turboshaft engine was perceptible through the din. Knowing that it was coming closer by the moment, we couldn't help but shout pointlessly for their attention. When we reached the camp, everyone had already gathered underneath an opening in the canopy. Waving their arms furiously, they shouted to the sky.
Use the bus. Honk with the bus. I mean, they're not gonna hear it, but still, honk with the bus.
Hey! Down here! Our voices were powerless, but still we rubbed our throats raw. Some of the group was frantically gathering whatever wood and grass they could, using old magazines from the bus as kindling in an attempt to produce smoke. Others were picking up baseball-sized stones from the ground and throwing them into the sky with all their might, even knowing it was futile. This isn't enough. We need something to really announce our presence.
The bus.
I sprinted to the bottom of the ravine, my legs burning with exertion. Crawling into the overturned bus, I stumbled frantically down its length to the driver's seat. At my first violent twist, the key caught stubbornly in the ignition and refused to turn. After a few fumbling moments, I pulled the key all the way out and jammed it firmly back in. After what seemed like an eternity, the cylinder finally moved to on. Please notice! I pressed down on the horn button at the center of the steering wheel with all the strength I could muster. A grating electronic sound echoed in the air, shaking my eardrums. But all too quickly, the powerful blast of the horn ate away at what little charge was left in the battery. The volume decreased with every passing second. And as the helicopter slowly passed overhead, the droning of its blades all but erased every other sound in the valley. Soon enough, that noise diminished into the distance and was gone. We did what we could. We tried everything. But there was no way to know if it had been enough.
ねえ、どうだった？こっちに気がついた？そんなのわかんないよ。でも右に向かって飛んでいたのに、こちらに向かって進路を変えましたよね。それってこちらの存在に気がついたってことじゃないんですか？だったらなぜ飛び去ったのよ。気がついたのなら戻ってくるか、この上を旋回したりするんじゃないの？
あれは私たちを探しに来たヘリじゃなくて、どこか民間のヘリなのかもしれません。こちらに気がついたのなら無線とかで連絡を取っているかもしれないじゃないですか。そうですよ。それに燃料が残り少なくて一旦戻っただけかもしれません。またすぐに戻ってくるんですよ。きっとそうです。
You hear the sound of a group of 11 kids and one adult screaming in agony for help from a dire situation, a life or death situation brought on by the unfortunate crash of a bus? What the hell are you talking about? Ah, yeah, never mind. That'd be ridiculous.
In that moment, we were all united in a surge of hope. It wasn't just the prospect of immediate salvation. We had spent nearly 2 full days in this place, an isolated island, devoid of any hint of human presence. It was beginning to feel as though the rest of the human race might have just vanished from the earth in the instant we plunged off that cliff. And then that helicopter passed by. Even if they didn't notice us this time, another chance would come. We weren't stranded on some uncharted island. We were within eyeshot of a road that connected to the normal world. Where'd I get us from? Where our normal lives were waiting for us. Another chance would definitely come. Everyone believed that, unquestioningly. We watched the sky until it grew dark. Evening arrived with surprising swiftness. In the end, the helicopter did not return that day.
ねえ、カズキ。あのヘリって何だったのかな？
I kind of want this scene to be over so I can save and end.
さあ、あまり詳しくはないけれど、タンデムローター機だったみたいだし、CH47 とかいうやつじゃないかしら。
いや、機種が知りたいわけじゃなくってさ。
ああ、つまり私たちの救助に来たヘリなのか、それとも偶然通りかかった民間のヘリなのか、それが気になるのね。
まあそういうことになるのかな。
おそらく後者でしょうね。あの手のヘリを所有運用しているのは米軍か自衛隊か。どちらにせよ私たちを探しに来たヘリではなく、偶然通りかかっただけだと思うわ。
やっぱりそうなんだ。
落ち込むことはないわ。またいずれこの上を通ることもあるでしょうし、その時は今度こそ無視できないようにすればいいのよ。
Yeah, maybe build that giant bamboo or stick pole to do SOS with.
具体的にはどうするの？
そうね。今日あのヘリが来た時、佐久間さんがヘリに向かって石を投げていたでしょ。
全然届かなかったけどね。
だから次の機会までに森で木を切り倒して投石機を作りましょう。どうせなら人が投げられないぐらい大きい岩を飛ばしてぶつけてやれば嫌でも気がつくんじゃないかしら。
Yeah, alright, let's build a catapult. But why would you build a catapult when the trebuchet is the superior siege engine?
そうなの。もし本当に当たったら墜落しちゃうんじゃん。
好都合じゃない。撃墜すれば墜落機を捜索するために何機もヘリが来るわ。全部落としてやりましょう。
いや、だから落としてどうするのよ。助けてもらおうよ。
Oh my god. Later, the very same year as Frank is reading the newspaper, will sipping coffee in the break room. Headline: 10 kids, 1 adult die in horrific bus survival disaster. Only 1 survived. Hey, John.
それが私のスパルタ式ジョークってやつよ。
うふふじゃねえよ。
Not funny, Kazuki. You're one to complain about my jokes being in bad taste. When I closed my eyes for a moment in exasperation, my head dropped to the side. My body was urging me to collapse. That was more than enough for tonight. Tomorrow would probably be another brutally hot day. But for the moment, the night breeze was chilly against my skin. Following Kazuki into our tent, I wrapped myself tightly in my sleeping bag, and within minutes sunk like a stone into oblivion.
Okay.
Save しちゃう?
Day 3. Oh my god, these are gonna take so long. Oh well. Alright. Yeah, that's about it for me for right today, at least. I think I got through an okay chunk. I don't know how many more days they're going to be spending in this fucking valley. And I hope all the scenes aren't that long. We'll find out, at the very least. But I will be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. for more Fruit of Grisaia, and at around 7, we'll be doing a Gunpla and Chill stream. Gunpla and Chill stream tomorrow night will be the High Grade Camphor. So I want to build that one. Still, it's third of 3 kits I've made, 2 of which I've already done. I'm hoping by Thursday I will have my Thursday night stream. I will have my new schedule for next week. Oh, my bitrate is going to hell. Good time to end. So yeah, thanks everybody for, watching, commenting, and lurking. Appreciate it a lot. I will be back at 10 a.m. for some more Fruit of Grisaia. I hope everybody has themselves a great rest of their day. I'll see you next time.